As you can see here, my reach is dropping drastically day by day on Instagram, and this is the biggest reach drop that I've ever had before. And that's because I triggered 2 of the 3 factors that can lead to Instagram reach drops on my profile. So if you guys are seeing massive reach drops on your profile, stick through this video because I'm gonna show you what those 3 factors are and how to fix them so that your reach can get back up. Now there's 3 main factors that can ultimately lead to a reach drop. And some of them are easier to avoid and some are basically impossible to avoid. So first we're gonna start with the easiest to avoid and work our way down. So the first is just simply that you have bad content. And maybe it's not even that your content is bad, but your content is bad for your audience. If your audience is not liking and engaging with your content, that's gonna lead to a reach drop because ultimately Instagram's gonna think, this guy's page is not great, so why would we give him more reach? Push out his content to more people if his core audience is not messing with the content already. Now, obviously that's something that's pretty easy to avoid. Just start posting different content, good content, kind of figure out what your audience wants and start posting content that they'll engage with more. But the second reason that you might see a reach drop is because of an action ban. Now, action bans are possible to avoid, but they are pretty common on Instagram in 2022. An action ban is basically Instagram's gonna tell you that you've been doing too much of one thing on your page, and so they're gonna stop you from being able to do a lot of things on your page. Action bans can last anywhere from 24 hours to a week, or just be a warning where they force you to change your password. But there's a bunch of things that can lead to action bans on Instagram. For instance, if you're commenting too much, if you're following too many people, you're liking too many posts, if you're doing too many actions in a short time, even DMing people, that can ultimately lead to an actions ban. And once you get that actions ban, that's gonna hurt your trust score for a minute with Instagram. So the algorithm is gonna significantly decrease your reach after you've got an action ban. And then the third factor that can lead to action bans is almost impossible to avoid if you're growing your page in any significant way on Instagram. And that third factor is just ghost followers. Ghost followers are basically followers on your page that are not engaging with any of your content. Maybe they just muted your page, they don't really like your page, they don't go on Instagram that much. But if you have a lot of ghost followers, that's gonna tell the Instagram algorithm that your page is not a very good page because a significant portion of your followers are not engaging with your content. And so the longer you have a page on Instagram, the more ghost followers you're gonna get. It's just a natural thing, it's how it works. I mean, I'm sure there's pages that you guys follow that you don't engage with their content every time you see it. But the more of those you get, the more it's gonna hurt your reach. And that's something that's honestly inevitable. And it's really frustrating because Instagram hasn't given us a proper way to identify ghost followers. So the only way that you're gonna really be able to identify ghost followers is with third-party apps or third-party services. And that's something that I talk about in one of my prior videos up top here. You can check it out. But that's something that's basically inevitable in 2022 on Instagram. Now, each of these 3 factors is solvable. And in fact, if you're seeing significant reach drops on your own page, I recommend that you go ahead and you're at least proactive in trying to solve these issues before they happen to you. Now, as far as the content is concerned, try to put out your best content possible as much as you can. At the end of the day, a lot of people post filler content, but that's not what you want to do. You want to post content that's going to evoke emotion and ultimately get you more engagement on your page. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about creating a winning content strategy, you can go ahead and click this video up top. I do talk about that in more detail in some of my other videos. But make sure that you're putting your best foot forward with content because that's going to be something that's going to get you a lot of reach. It's just having good content. Now with the second factor, which is preventing action bans, this is going to be something that's pretty simple, but it's going to require discipline to fix. And that's just make sure that you're not doing too many actions in an hour and in a day. Now, there's a bunch of different people out there that will give you different numbers, but here's what works for me and here's what I recommend if you're trying to avoid action bans. Don't do more than about 60 actions in an hour. That means commenting, DMing, force unfollowing people, following people, liking posts. Don't do more than 60 of those in an hour. And don't do more than about 180 in a day. Now, again, there's gonna be sources online that'll tell you you can go higher than that, or that you should go lower than that. That's just what I found works with my page. And if you do get an action ban, the way that you're gonna wanna react is by basically just chilling out for the next 3 to 7 days. Now, it's gonna depend on the severity and how long it's been since you had an action ban. If this is your first one or your first one in a couple of months, just chill out for about 3 days. Keep posting, but maybe post a little bit less. Don't really use any hashtags if you can help it. Don't go and comment or like on other people's posts. Basically just do the bare minimum and just post maybe 3 posts a day for the next 3 days. If this is your second action ban in like a week though, maybe give it closer to 7 days before you do that kind of thing. Once again, we're just trying to appease the Instagram algorithm by showing them that you're not a spammy bot. So just lay low. Now, as far as that third factor in beating ghost followers, this is gonna be something that you should also be a little bit more proactive with. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna find either an application or a service that's gonna help you to identify and remove ghost followers. Now, I have talked about this in a previous video as well, which you can see up top. Which service and which app I use in particular gets you the best bang for your buck, at least in my opinion. But this is something that you don't wanna wait and just try to mass unfollow a ton of people in one day. This is something that you wanna kind of treat as a daily thing or a weekly thing. Maybe you're removing 40 ghost followers a week, and that's perfect for your page. What you don't wanna do is what I've done and remove a ton of ghost followers in a single day. Because ultimately with my page, the reason that I've seen the biggest reach drop that I've ever seen is because I let 2 of these factors affect me. First of all, with the ghost followers, I should have been really good about staying on top of that and reducing the ghost followers weekly or bi-weekly as I'm growing. But my growth has been so insane over the last couple of months. I've been getting about 500 or 600 followers per day that I just didn't want to see that number go down. I let the ghost followers just really build up. And so when those ghost followers started to initially decrease my reach because it was telling the Instagram algorithm, hey, this guy's page is not as good, not a huge percentage of his followers are interacting with his content, I then overreacted and overcorrected and got an action ban trying to get rid of the ghost followers. So I know I talk a lot about Instagram growth techniques on this page, talk about what I do and how my page has grown super crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm human, man. I make mistakes. This is one area that I effed up this week. And it sucks to say, but my reach is gonna be pretty trash for the next 2 weeks because I just got too greedy. I wanted to watch my numbers go up really fast, and I stopped doing some of the basic pruning or some of the basic weeding that I needed to do with my follower base to ensure that my growth would be over a longer period of time. Because now there's gonna be 2 weeks where my reach is down, and man, that's gonna cost me. So if this helped you guys out, if you felt like you got something from this, from me talking about my failures and my shortcomings, some of the things that I'm learning and that I'm trying to teach you, please go ahead and hit subscribe, man. Leave a like. But thank you guys as always. God bless and have a good one, man. Thank you.